Hotel brothers and sisters, Black Power. As always, giving honor to the Creator, giving honor to the ancestors, as well as my sister, Chief of Staff, Brother Harris Abdul, my father, my in-laws, and all my subscribers and followers and listeners, and all of the organizations and movements, militant and otherwise, that are fighting for the liberation and salvation of our black nation. Before I get started on my main topic today, I want to share this with you. If you can see this picture here, this is rat meat, which the Chinese sell millions of pounds of rat meat, disguising it as chicken wings and boneless chicken, especially around the Super Bowl time, where they sell millions and millions of pounds of rat meat to the U.S. So for Super Bowl parties and whatnot, and people are under the impression that they are eating boneless chicken and chicken wings when they're actually eating rodents, skint rodents. And now let me rephrase something. The U.S. knows what it is. You just don't know what it is. And this is a close-up of the rat meat that the Chinese sell the Americans. And once it's breaded and fried in vegetable oil, 9 times out of 10, you don't know the difference. This is a plot. Now, let me just you can see that this is the Chinese wholesaler of beef that they sell to McDonald's franchises, and they are mixing human fetuses up in the hamburger meat at McDonald's. Now, you don't have to believe me if you don't want to, but most of you that don't believe me or may doubt what I'm saying are those who are heavy consumers into McDonald's foods. But if you eat a lot of the chicken, and because you don't know what you're getting at Popeyes today, you don't know what you're getting at KFC, to be honest. But like I said, the bulk of this rat meat is sold to the U.S. during the Super Bowl time, the time of the Super Bowl. And when they have these Super Bowl parties with all these hot wings and all of this bullshit, you have to be careful of what you're eating. So this is what's going on. And also, the Chinese have contracted with Planned Parenthood to purchase these aborted fetuses and mixing it with their meat. And another major franchise in America that is using fetuses also in their product is Pepsi. Pepsi uses the cells of aborted fetuses, primarily black children, black fetuses. They take the cells and they mix it into the caramel flavoring of one of the Pepsi main ingredients in Pepsi. And so you all have to be careful about what you're consuming, because this cracker is not playing. Because see, to him, he is a savage, so it doesn't bother him. He grew up in the caves eating rodents, juniper root, and eating any rodent that he possibly could, most of the time still alive, with the fur and hair on it. So this is nothing new, or this is nothing bizarre to the cracker. So you got to really be careful about the products that you are consuming, We are so addicted to these products, myself included, in some forms. Not in all forms, but in some forms, because it's no way, whether you're a vegan, it doesn't make a difference. You are never completely out of the loop of this biochemical warfare that's in the food. No one is out of the loop. And once again, like I said, the cracker is a born savage, created savagely, has savage behavior, savage mindsets, savage appetites, savage sexual behaviors. Just a pure savage. The ice monkey is pure savage, and you know this, and that's why I can't. It kills me to try to figure out how and why do you all want to be a snow monkey. You want to be an ice ape, a cave dog, and even you sisters breaking your necks trying to be a car trashy and a white cave bitch by any means. And so these behaviors need to stop, and the denial of what's taking place needs to cease, because we are in denial, heavily denial, because we are under the hypnosis in every aspect of our being of the system of racism, white supremacy. Now, as you know, the other day, the I'd say president, Donald Trump, had the FEMA, the CIA, and the FBI put a emergency terror alert on all cell phones. So that lets you all know that no one is exempt from being terminated and exterminated in this country. So I don't know why some of you think that you're going to be excluded from the extermination of the melanated man and woman of the planet. You are not going to be excluded. If your phone gave that alert, that lets you know your ass is on the extermination list. Now, for the crackers that had that was just common practice for them not to be so obvious in their attempt to test to see if they can remain in contact and get a hold of any melanated personnel, specifically and exclusively those militant organizations, those black, which they call black extremist organizations. And yes, we are black people. All of us should be black extremists. You should want to be black to the extreme. And that's all that means. Now he has FEMA, and y'all know how FEMA is. FEMA is going to be the leading force into the rounding up of melanated people, taking them to concentration camps. And see, a lot of y'all don't believe this. You just think this is just some old sci-fi bullshit that conscious black people and so-called conscious and alert blacks have fathomed up. This is nothing conjured up. This cracker is that bold and that arrogant that he lets you know what he's going to do to you. The same as when Muhammad Ali, for example, before one of his fights, he would tell you what round he was going to knock you out in and let you watch him train and spar and learn all of his moves. and still would knock you out. That's the arrogance and the confidence also that this cracker has. Because he is convinced and he is confident that when he does push the button and it's time to round us up, that it's just going to be that simple. And for most of you, it will be. Along with the Bureau of Prisons, same organization, just different names, different payroll numbers. That's all it is. Now, I'm going to show you some examples. Now, this picture is a picture of a regular mall. A mall. But what could it be if it was converted? It could clearly be a FEMA prison because you can see the gun towers right there. But that's a picture of a mall. Can very easily be converted over into a prison, to a maximum security prison. These malls. That's why you all keep ignoring the fact that Walmart will be one of the major transportation providers and detention holding facilities for this new world order and the extermination of melanated people. You know, this is a picture of a mall, the inside of a mall with the elevators, and they got different levels and different floors. Can easily be converted into a prison. This is a prison. This is a maximum security prison. And we better wake the fuck up. Because if we're not careful, that alert will go off, and then you'll see these motherfucking devils herding black men, women, and children up, rounding them up, making up a lie saying that ISIS is coming or some terrorist is coming and they're taking us to the FEMA camps for our own protection. A lot of you will believe it because a lot of you are under the hypnosis of the system of racism, white supremacy, meaning you believe everything this motherfucker cracker tells you. So you're going to go along, you're going to take your Bibles and your Qurans and your Torahs, you know, yelling out all these deities that will not be there when your ass is apprehended. And there will be mass executions on site. So for those who, you know, you all who have these, you know, these heavy, sickening fucking addictions, you know, to fast food. You know, that's why they call it fast food, because it creates a fast death. A fast trip to the emergency room. Pizza slut. Murder King. Crack Donald's. Taco Hell. Chronic. Wind disease. You know, these are some of the major contributors to biological chemical warfare. Nutricide. So a lot of you that will be addicted to this, you won't be able to get none of this. Never again. And those who have these other addictions to alcohol, drugs, and the like, you know, it's time to, you know, wean yourself and get off of this shit so your mind can be prepared and your body can be prepared to adjust to any situation for your survival. And see, this is an online order form, Walmart, where you can buy caskets. They even sell cremation urns now at Walmart. Why do you think Walmart is selling caskets? So the disposal of bodies will not be a problem, will not be a pollutant to the ozone layer and to the atmosphere. In other words, the stench of 800, 900,000 bodies will be able to be easily disposed of. And we only have very few warrior radical movements that are going to fight to the end. They are going to fight to the end, that are already in preparation. I'm showing this picture of Dr. Khalid Muhammad because we need more. We need 1,000 Khalid Muhammads. 1,000. He can never be replaced by any means, but his spirit and his energy and his legacy must be restored in the hearts and minds of the warriors that are here, that are going to fight for liberation, for black liberation. There are a few organizations that are armed to the T and that are ready to get down. And at this time, I'm not going to mention any names. I'm not broadcasting any names. I'm just letting you know that, there is a way out. And there are movements and organizations that are going to fight, that will need our support in linking up with them, fighting the battle for black survival and black liberation. Brothers and sisters. But they'll use, the token niggas as a last resort, of using these niggas to plead with our people. Niggas that look just like you and I, that are being used by the cracker, thinking that they're going to be spared by pleading with their own people to surrender and line up to be exterminated, like they're not going to be exterminated. You niggas better wake the fuck up. They're going to use the regular niggas, Al, with that bullshit, Corny West, Eric Michael Dyson, these queens, because I never seen either one of them with women. And that's another story for another time. Messy ass, Jesse ass, with these last minute pleas, thinking that they're going to be spared. With these bojangling ass niggas, these hopping bobs, stepping fetching ass, jigaboo motherfucking niggas. And they'll use somebody, that has some a piece of swag to try to get the youth to calm down. Like this faggot. And this motherfucking faggot who's been bought, sold, and the so-called white Jews, Rick Rubin, them got receipts for his motherfucking ass. And so, brothers and sisters, these are the things that I'm trying to get across to you all. That when that time comes, no one of color will be spared. So we're going to have to prepare to battle. We're going to have to prepare our children, our grandchildren, to prepare to battle by any means necessary. You know, because at the rate we're going, the world has never been in the wretched fucking condition that it is in now, ever. The black man and black woman has never been so fucked up in the history of our existence. Even physical and chattel slavery, which our ancestors endured, which a lot of our ancestors endured, was better than what we're going through now. Because you being enslaved mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. And they are rocking us to fucking sleep with music, with drugs, with alcohol, with sex, with TV shows and sports. And they are rocking us to fucking sleep. And by the time we wake up, most of us wake up, we will be in FEMA camps, yelling for non-existent deities if we're not careful. You know, brothers and sisters, teach. It's time to detox from a lot of shit. A lot of this cracker shit. Detox from his drugs, his alcohol, his nicotine, his pornography, his fast foods, his sports. When we look at, I'll give you an example of how they use the nigga in modern day slavery. LeBron James, when he was first signed with the LA Lakers, they vandalized all his pictures and spray painted all his shit and shitted all over him. But it's nothing personally against LeBron. But when he was dunking last night in the game openers, you know, doing the monkey shit, jumping like a goddamn orangutan, then the crowd goes, and that's why they say the crowd went ape. The crowd went ape shit. That's where that term comes from. When we act like goddamn monkeys. And see, LeBron James, they're trying to actually water him down. Because Warren Buffett gave him a great compliment about how he budgets and manages and make his money work for him. See, they're trying to grease him up. Ever since he bought that school, you know, they know that he has the potential and he has the fearless approach, if he chooses to do so, to really assist those who have these private schools like Marcus Klein that are teaching our babies 5 and 6 different languages before the age of 6. They want to prevent him from connecting with brothers like that. You know, but however, you know, preparing for what's ahead. You know, we don't know who's going to be the next president. You know, they're pushing, you know, once again, they are pushing the black church. And that's why the crackers, the white government allowed these black churches to be non-profits. Because they have agreed to do whatever they tell them to do. And now they're telling them to get votes. Now, the church that doesn't get enough votes will get fucked around financially in the end. And so they use the congregation to press church members to vote and to try to make them feel like they're not worth anything if they don't vote. And if you're smart, no one should vote. Because it doesn't make a difference who's in office. we are not going to, things are not going to change for the black man and woman regardless of who is in office. What part don't you niggas understand? Our brothers and sisters, you know, this hip hop war where, you know, they're no conscious rappers, but the underground and independent ones. That's why I had introduced you all to Brother King Gahe, you know, and other brothers and sisters that have, you know, have went past that gangster rap and all that nasty filth, and they have a conscience, and in their hearts and their spirits they want to see their people free. They want the children to be free. And so you have those brothers and sisters, you know, and so we gotta wake up, brothers and sisters. We have to wake up. We have to save these babies. You know, our babies are just not our future. The babies are right now. And when I say babies, I'm talking from infancy to 18. And when I say the black youth, that's from 16 to 35. And we have to save them. We have to get them back in school. Help them get some type of education just so they can get in the door to be able to make a living. And at the same time, they can be taught African spirituality, the real history of their existence. How did they get here? Who went through and who died and who made the sacrifices for them to, for their existence to be made possible? Because a lot of them don't know, and that's why they don't have any regard for human life or black life, because they don't know. They haven't been taught, because they think this white man is fucking God, and they think that that's the only motherfucker they need to respect, because they have been miseducated. You know, and we have to re-educate our babies and our children so they can be upright soldiers and warriors, because we're going to need them. We have to put an end to mass incarceration. We have to create more organizations for our brothers and sisters that are behind enemy lines, that when they touch down, that there'll be resources available for those who want to change, to help them be responsible, put them back at the head of the household once again. You know, give them proper employment, give them a proper trade, and at the same time teach them who they are. Because the majority of the brothers and sisters that are behind enemy lines don't know who they are. They're just following the doctrines of religion. And we have to become spiritual beings. Religions have gotten us fucked up. It makes you passive. It makes you forgiving to your goddamn enemy. But you have no compassion for your brothers and sisters. And that's the problem. We have to encourage these babies, these teenage queens, not to burn and murder your children. There are plenty of other options for you besides torturing and committing murder. That is murder. That is murder. And the ancestors are hurting every time, every 94 seconds, a black child is aborted. Every 94 seconds. And we have to learn to let that shit go. Run these motherfuckers out of the community. Begin to buy black. Keep the money in the hood. Like I said, then the drug dealers will not have to resort to putting poison in the community so they can be able to eat. Because if there's resources available for our brothers and sisters, they will not have to resort to that, to poison their community. Because that puts us back. Drugs and alcohol sets us back. So, in order for us to move forward, these things have to be implemented. You know, without a whole bunch of see who can do this and see who can get the most views and who's the top dog on YouTube and all this bullshit. If we cut that bullshit out, stop debating one another, and if we take that energy and the resources and the finances and link up and go around city to city feeding everybody, feeding our brothers and sisters, clothing our brothers and sisters, providing resources, then we don't have to watch our brothers stand at the traffic lights begging for change. We don't have to watch that no more. That's just some jewels I wanted to drop on situation, brothers and sisters. I hope you got something out of it, you know, because based on my research, I do the best that I can to try to, you know, wake my people up, you know. And so, with that said, until we meet again, brothers and sisters, Hotep, Black Power.